Hey there, comic fans. This is Comicfan with
Foreign
another
Flash.
Humble Haul.
Oh, you know, I thought you meant with me. Great intro. Just ruined the whole damn show. Why don't I?
That's okay. We're a little rusty. This is the first time doing it. It's okay. It is another version or episode of the Humble Haul with
Foreign Flashers.
Oh, there's the cue. There we go. All right, awesome. My wife just texted me. Bacon?
That's a yes.
Sure, why not? Let me take the time out of this busy.
You always break for bacon.
Of course, bacon. You kidding me? Of course, bacon. So you tell her yes to bacon. Okay. Yes. So as the title has explained itself, actually, we're here for a CGC unboxing, and it's the unboxing inside a box here, obviously. Now, let me give you a little backstory on this while I struggle with that. This book has been on a so-called list for I think probably about at least 2 years.
Yep.
And with most lists, some of them get filled, some of them don't. This was like one of those honorable mentions that you kind of wanted on the back burner, but just that book's really expensive. I don't know if I want to put the money towards it. The book came up twice recently. One of them at an unbelievable price that I couldn't pass up. And the story to that was a little friend of ours, Gene's Green Salsa Pepper, aka Gene Salsa Pepper, aka Gene Paul Ace Peter, had found this book for me and says, yeah, one small thing, we're in a pandemic, we're on a lockdown, right?
Pandemic ruined everything.
He ruined everything. He didn't mean to. It was unintentional. This book was at one of his local comic shops. I said, great. He gave me a heads up. He said, I can get the book for you for a steal. I said, okay, great. Sounds good. Weeks went by. They were still in a lockdown. And he talks to the store owner and confirms that, yeah, okay, we've got this. This it's also been locked down. We got this book for you. And I said, no worries. Everything's good. Store eventually opens, long short of it. The guy sells the book from under me. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
An LCS, can you believe an LCS would do that to such a person?
The nerve.
Well, okay, so the book is gone. I have to look for another one, and I'm not going to actively search for it. It's just one of those things that don't drop in your lap. But at the same time, if one happens to show up, I'm going to try not to pass up on the opportunity to get one. Well, let me introduce a little somebody off to the side of me called Four-Way Flashers. If you haven't read his little banner there at the bottom already. This guy, he goes and looks up a little something on what we call Kijiji. Kijiji. We in the States do not have a Kijiji.
I believe you guys call it the Craigslist.
We have the Craigslist. And so the Craigslist over there in the Canada, he finds one. And he tells me he's in conversations with a guy, and long and short of it, he talks to him, says, we confirmed a price, but the downside is this guy right here, he's got to go drive all the way to Letterkenny? Is that correct?
Letterkenny, Ontario.
Letterkenny, Ontario. The only place I know about that place is on the TV show Letterkenny. And so he finds it. He goes there all the way over there. He picks it up and brings it back. And a couple weeks later is what I have in my hand. Before I go any further, I'm going to go check the chat. It's like all this other stuff works. That's how we do it around here. We've got Undisputed Fast. How are the COVID, sir?
Yeah, he's suffering, man.
Really, dude?
I talked to him yesterday. He's still got residual cough going on. He's lost a little bit of weight there. I think he's doing better, but I'm glad things are going better for Frosty.
Yeah, man, please get better, dude. That's a bad thing for everybody. It doesn't matter who it is. We four-way flashers. How did you end up in the chat? You sneak trying to be first, huh?
Oh, I'm a moderator. This is my job.
I know. Captain Comics, thank you. A brand new subscriber to my channel. I thank you very much. Now, I've gotten the taste of Captain Comics, and all of his videos are, I believe, pirate related. So,
awesome.
Captain Comics.
I will have to check him out. I've never seen.
Oh, look! Even in his messages, ahoy, four-way, on Kyle Waka, uncanny Kyle Waka. That's awesome. How was your? He always says hi. Well, yes, hi to you too. How was your X-Men thing going? The X-Men run.
He's short one more book now.
Number 4?
No, well, he's short number 4. He's short number 1, and he needs the first Havoc. 64.
I have it.
Do you?
I have it.
All right, Kyle, hit us up later. Maybe we can work on a deal.
Oh, he is really?
What's that?
He's working a deal?
No. I said hit you up after, and maybe we'll work on a deal.
No kidding, huh? I uncovered this. It was in black. I covered it right now, and I covered it back up because I can't look at it. But I'll give you, now that we've been in this thing for 6 minutes, I think we can go ahead and do this. Well, that's it. This is it. That's here we go. Brand new to the camera thing, I suppose. Yeah, that's the beast right there. I hadn't seen it. I really, you guys are seeing it before I do. I'm looking at the back right now.
And what a lovely back it is.
What a lovely backside it is. Yes. Whoo-wee. The guy kept you kept the sticker on there. People know how much I paid for it.
Yeah, that's not what we paid for it, because
that is suggested retail price.
Suggested retail price.
Right.
I muscled him. He was an old man. Oh, there's King of the Golden State too.
I knew it. See, did we not say he didn't show up? That's a good thing. That's it. That's the end of the show. That's all we have. Thank you very much. We knew it's like, well, he's gonna diffuse this real quick, because it was like, well,
yeah, he's just gonna be like, well, you know what? I have 3 of them already.
Right.
There's a reason I'm the King of the Golden State, and you're just a fan. Found it in a dollar bin, right?
Yeah. Not exactly. I know you claim the title to a number 1, or so your opening videos shows, your montage shows. I haven't seen it since. So maybe someday you'd like to. You know what? Let me stop that thought. I want to see a top video from you, sir. I know that what's his name? Who's coming out with the top 50 video and tagging everybody? It's a what's his name?
I saw Alex the Comic Hoarder.
Alex the Comic Hoarder. That is the guy who's doing it, and he's spreading the word. Wants everybody to do it. I unfortunately can't do my top 50. Like a fool, I sent some of my books to CGC. Yeah.
Who does that? See, well, you know what? Lucky you got him in now, because the CGC prices are going up. So, if that's your thing, keep showing that book, man. Everybody wants to see it.
It's all right. It's okay. You know what? And I still haven't really seen it. I haven't done the inspection yet. I know you said that. Let's take it out of this silly bag, huh?
Yeah.
What kind of guy goes and shows off a CGC book still in the bag? Come on, let's unslab this. Let's make things really fun. Let's unslab it, huh? No, it's
CGC. You'll never see them again. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you know what? So I wanted to kind of turn this into a small hangout on what you guys were thinking about these new CGC rates and whatnot. Honestly, I'm willing to send my next batch to CBCS. And I know before everybody took CBCS as a joke, but I honestly think this is the time to switch over.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. I was talking to my LCS owner, and he said, because I have a a whole nother story here, but basically my press broke, and I do pressing for the store, and I sent him a message because he gave me 2 batches of books. He says, this first batch is my books. I want you to do these ones first, and then we've got a box of the other guy's books. I finished the other ones, and my press died. So I sent him a message. He's like, "Oh my God, you got to hurry up because the CGC prices are going up. I got to get them out." So I ended up having to buy a brand new press, and yeah, things are pressing as we speak. So yeah, and so yeah, basically, we were talking about it, and we were saying that basically, I think right now is the time for CBCS to strike. They're like, strike while the iron's hot. They have the better grading, I find, or so I've seen anyways. I think people are just more CGC fanboys at this point.
Well, not so much that. It's very clear that up until recently, the CGC upholds the value over CBCS. It's been almost a well-known fact for years, but we all know also as CBCS is creeping up. Well, yes, PGX for life. I'm going to comment on that. We have to highlight that. That's awesome. Keep it coming, King of the Golden State. That's awesome.
King of the Golden State, or we love comics of the Golden State.
Oh, that's awesome. Then there goes my dog. See, try StreamYard for my first time, and I get my dogs in the background. I'm sure my wife's going to come in here and say, "Hey, what's going on? What you doing?" So
as long as she brings home the bacon, right?
Exactly. We talked about that. I hope she does. I'm going to need some in the morning. So we're definitely at a crossroads here. I honestly think that this is the time, if any time, to go to CBCS. I know, especially in your case, for a way, CBCS has recently set up shop in Canada.
Yeah, well, they've got a drop-off center, is what it is. It's they don't do the grading in Canada, not yet, but who knows? You never know how things might go. But Kyle Walker didn't see the book. Flash the book.
Oh, well, most definitely. You know what? This is great. This is so much better than I would have imagined for a 2.0. Are you kidding me? There is minimal chipping over here. Let me see if I can figure out how to work the camera there. Hardly any chipping at all right there. I don't see any Marvel chipping. Very minimal chipping. Yeah, it's amazing.
I was shocked, but I guess I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't really see a lot of 3.0 books. Right. Well, and maybe it's not good enough to be 4.0.
We did see a 3.0 book. However, Sean did not follow through.
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Right.
Salsa peppers.
So, but I can't believe what is making this a 2.0. That's what I want to know. Really, that's amazing. I'm glad this has they do note that this is a first Green Hulk. Because if this would have said not first appearance of the Hulk, that would have really sucked. I would much rather it say the first Green Hulk. So that would have been awesome. So anyway, back to this whole CGC thing and CBCS. Now, do you understand why that the CBCS location is a drop-off point?
Why it is?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's just so that to save on shipping costs, because what you do is you ship it to Canada, or like ship it to a Canadian thing. It's less of a shipping thing. CBCS incurs all the shipping rates to the States and back, and then it ships out from Canada again.
Yes, not only that. Okay, now I know CGC does everything in a central location for a reason, and I'll explain one of the reasons why, because I don't know fully everything. I don't work there. The reason why CGC puts everything in a central location is because they like to somewhat micromanage their operation. If they were to set up shop in another location, let's say, okay, they're in Florida. If they wanted to set up another location on the West Coast, per se, or maybe in the middle of the States, okay, where things could go to a central drop-off point like CBCS does. They wouldn't be able to manage the whole operation in one central location, meaning that maybe the standards of grading would differ a bit or even greatly in that other location. They like to keep everything under one roof and manage everything in one location. It's pretty simple. It's understandable. But at some point, you would have to think that as big as these companies are, they would have to eventually find another location elsewhere, because it doesn't make sense for everything to ship to Florida.
Yeah.
As well, Florida is a pretty bad state to ship things to. Can you imagine your books? Now, you're sending in raw books over to Florida. You know what the humidity is like in Florida?
Yep.
It's bad. It's bad. It's hot. It's humid. Not good for your books. Why they would select a state like Florida is beyond me. You know, I'm going to mute my mic just a second. Go ahead and take over right here, because the wife
Sure.
share something with me.
All right. Well, I don't know that I have very much to share, but basically, we were. What I was.
And I'm back. She was just imitating me. Thank you very much, Sylvia, for the nice entertainment.
You're always.
She was merely mocking me. That's great. Okay.
King of the Golden State asked greater notes.
Right.
There might be. I never looked them up. I don't have a CGC account. I know you do. Or no, do you? You could probably get them though.
I did at one time. I went for the middle of the road plan, but the funny thing was, I never shipped anything. I didn't have to. I put like $150, and then like, wait a minute, I got Rocket Comics. I'll just give it to them, you know. So it's like, and I know Jane, King of the Golden State, knows that like I can always just go and send things to them. I use their account. Yeah. But for one time, I put over the money, and because I wanted to see all the CBCS, CGC rankings and stuff like that. I'm not using a technical term, but I know you guys know. So I wanted to sign up for it, and I was like, I just waited $150 on what? I could have just used Scott and shipped them through Rocket Comics.
And you could have probably got like 3 or 4 books graded for the same price, you know?
Yeah. So I kind of just threw some money away. But as far as I'm very, very interested in finding out what all the graded notes are on this now. Yeah, it'd be very interesting. But like I said, I just got this book today, so I have yet to look anything up yet. But if we do, I'll mention it in another video to find out what exactly is wrong. All I can see right now is exactly what is right with this book. Yeah. You know, I'm looking past all the flaws. And, I'm not going to crack this open.
Let's face it. You've been wanting this book for quite a while.
So. I'd say so. Yes, we're going to obviously bypass the obvious question. Wouldn't you rather have a Hulk #1? Yeah, I would. Yeah, I don't have the money for a Hulk #1.
We can't all be kings of the Golden State.
I do. Okay, essentially, I do. In assets, I've got enough for a Hulk #1. Is that going to make the wife happy? Nah, I don't think so. You know, so I'd be selling off some things that she'd be pretty fond and attached to. So,
the firstborn,
namely herself. You know, not a cool thing to do if you're married. So, but as far as this book goes, I yes, very much so. Respect. I respect the wife, because respecting the wife means I get to actually fund one of these. I didn't have all the money up straight up front, so the bank of my wife was willing to.
Well, and let's be honest here. I mean, like your wife was cool in 2 aspects, because one, she fronted you some of that money, and then she let you send it to a weird Canadian.
I know, right?
To go and pick it all up. The trust she has.
She's right here. She's right here. No, she can't hear. I got earphones on. She didn't say anything bad about you. But Mike, he didn't say anything bad about you. Right, I know. Okay, so we had let's play. I don't know if we can reenact the conversations we had between our wives.
Yeah.
But it was funny because both our wives were involved in this transaction. Funny enough.
Well, okay, so kind of as a backstory, I had mentioned to my wife that this was all going down. And I said, like, I've been friends with Comicfan now for the better part of 6 years now, and like while we've never actually met in person, I consider you to be a pretty close friend, and but I said at the same time we've never met, and it's still kind of weird that he's sending me, not a unsizable amount of money. And she says, well, like I trust you, or like I think I trust him. I hear him all the time, and he sounds like a trustworthy guy, and like, and I'm sure he like thinks the same about you or whatever, right? And I said, okay, whatever. She said, now if it was that other guy, I wouldn't be sending him.
Yeah, funny thing was I think the feeling is mutual about the other guy. Yeah. But it was funny. It's like, what if I tell my wife, what if I send them the money and it becomes a ransom of some sorts, where I start getting phone calls with the modification of the voices. You'll never see this book again if you want this.
I am
right. If you want this book, you'll send over 2,000 Canadian dollars within the next 15 minutes. Right? Mike, who's Mike?
I was considering taking pictures of the book in different landmarks around here and sending to you as a joke, but then I just said,
you should have done it with a ski mask on.
I'd end up dropping the book or something like that and having to pay
the reholding fee.
Yeah.
Ooh, $15.
Well, probably not anymore.
Probably not. I mean, it seems like CGC just wants to squeeze every cent out of their consumers. It's a terrible thing when they're coming and they're faced with a tremendous, overwhelming volume. Yes, come here, Elvis. Let's wait for this to go by. I guess it's my dog's feeding time. They want to eat each other's food.
It's the way the dogs are.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So I'll look at. I'm gonna mute this mic.
I'm gonna do what my son would do in this situation.
Right.
Smash that thumbs up if you have a dog and you like dogs. Smash that thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. All right. I don't know. Did I lose my sound? Or I can't. Well, I can't hear you when you're miming.
My mic is muted. I told you I was going
to. It's been a long time since we've been the B team. So
right.
That's a old cut for all you people out there that don't know what we're talking about. Go look up All About Comics.
Right.
And the B team.
So it's going back again to this story about how CGC, the vampires of this industry, are just sucking the blood out of its consumers. They're overwhelmed with volume right now. You say, okay, you hired 70 new employees. Is that enough? When I don't know what their influx is of volume.
It's funny too. Like I saw their hiring thing. They're hiring accountants and clerks and like warehouse guys. No graders.
Look, even I got an offer. Okay, what does that say? When they're sending me offers to go over there and paying for my relocation to Florida, no, thank you. I'm very comfortable here in California, where it's not so humid. And our COVID cases are less.
And what are they saying? It was a $2,500 signing bonus if you start before July 1st or June 1st or something like that.
Right. So
they're desperate.
Now, I'm not going to say that the demand for their services is going to decline anytime soon. They are not going to go out of business. this is just a mere speed bump to them. But there has been instances. I know when I was working at cons with Rocket Comics, where CGC would be in the main hall or what have you. They had their place, and CBCS was down the street in like some hall banquet room or something like that. CGC very much still has the stronghold on this. I'm not trying to rally for CBCS. I'm like, if we do this together, we can defeat the evil do-gooders or CGC and come out on top. No, I'm not. This is purely, something that's anybody's choice. They can still choose whatever they want. But their days are not numbered. I will say though that.
Well, you know what? I think their days at the top are numbered. I truly believe that.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be closer to parity than most people want to believe. But.
Right. So to the actually 4 people that are here in the chat, just go ahead and voice your opinion, whether you grade or not. Just let me know what it means to you. Are you going to go towards CGC? Stick with them if you guys have been using them, or if you've been using CBCS, or maybe even switch over. Right? Are you with me, CGC? They honestly need a spokesperson.
See, I think Frost is fine. Frost is probably more likely to use some Australian grading service like Vault X or something like that.
No, wait a minute. There's also I don't remember the name of it, but I do recall there's a brand new grading service that has just come on the horizon. Unfortunately, I don't know the name of them, but I guess somebody else wants a piece of the pie now.
Yeah.
I can tell you this: that any new company that is trying to come in on the ground floor and take a slice of this pie, you're in for some very stiff competition. Okay.
Maybe. Personally, I think that it can be done. There's a lot of things that CGC makes you pay extra for, and like graders notes, for example, or explanations on how they came up with the grade. I think if there was a site that was completely transparent and said, look, here's how we grade our books, and we use the Overstreet grading guide as how we, whatever it is, like, again, I've said this quite a few times, but Running Jump says, I've never graded before, but I'm in Canada, so not sure if CGC is easy to use from Canada. I'm from Canada as well, and they're not easy to use. I mean, it's not that they're not easy to use; they're expensive to use, because when you look at the exchange rate and you look at shipping costs to and from, you could, if you lived in the States, you could get like two books graded for the price it costs one book graded in Canada.
Mm-hmm. I'd have to agree. Like I said again, and I'll say this over and over again, CGC doesn't really need to attract new customers. I think they're doing very well with what they have. Mm-hmm. However, they are not, like you say, they're not available to the people across our borders or overseas, for that matter. It's just not something that people can utilize.
But like I was saying just before I jumped in there, I think that Overstreet they're missing out. They should start up their own grading service, because they're a trusted name. They've got their own grading guide. So what their grading standards are, because there's a lot of times where you'll be like, how did this get a 9.8 and this get a 9.6? And exactly the same defects or whatever, but I don't know. I think they're losing out by not having their own grading service.
That would be nice. I think they should actually address that. Certain, or let the person who is sending the books in know that this is what something will absolutely get a 9.8. And then break down the other levels. Now, I do recall at a time that Overstreet issued out a nice little, I couldn't call it a booklet, but it was basically a book addressing the the grading of books and what certain defects in a book or certain things that had problematic issues and how they were addressed according to grade. If a grading company just did that, I think people would have a better comprehension of what they're about to get themselves into. There you go. Yes, Overstreet did issue that. I'm glad you had it. I thought only GPAP had it. That's awesome.
No. Yeah, okay. And so like it goes through and it tells you, like what to look for in a fine. This is what a 6.5 should look like, and it goes through and it gives you all. There's like it's a great book. If you don't know how to grade, you need to get this book. This is going to help you immensely with how to grade books just by visually looking over and saying, okay, this is a 1.5. These are some of the defects of what it's going to look like. Here's what it's going to look like in a 5.5. It's good to have. And again, I don't understand why CGC and to a lesser extent CBCS they don't give away their secret sauce.
Right. It's not even a secret sauce at that. It's not like they have the only tools available to somebody to grade these books. Yeah. It's just, share the knowledge is what I would say. Because you have everybody submitting, let's say, a modern book these days and just crossing their fingers for a 9.8. You're at the mercy of this grading company. And I think we all know it. It's quite a gamble. And the gamble is a thrill. Right? Because if you get that 9.8, you're on the highest high. And if you get a 9.9, which, is like the holy grail of things, it's a great feeling. People feed into that. And I think CGC or, maybe even CBCS knows for that matter that people are on that, not that high. It's almost like a gambling high. That's the only way I could describe it. It's like, if I were to get sucked into it, I would be the worst. I don't have an addictive personality, but I do feel that if I were to throw my hat into the ring, into this whole grading thing, I would be done for. There you go. Yeah. Yes, thank you, Frost. EGS expert. That's a dumb name. I don't even want to say it. Expert grading service. Oh my gosh, a new fledgling grading company that's already saying they're experts. What is it that makes you an expert and not and anybody who reads this Overstreet grading guide? That's what I want to know. I've been in this for a long enough time. Exactly, it is dumb.
I'm on their website right now, and on their the first thing that they have is EGS follows the guidelines of the Overstreet comic book price. Our comic book grading guide in the evaluation of his comic books, as well as his definitions of condition. So you know what? Like there you go. Like I'm glad no one like CGC. They're like, oh, we just graded because we're the experts, and CBCS. Oh, we just graded the way we see it. These guys are saying, look, we go by the book.
Oh my God. It's what we've been talking about all this time. Somebody gets it. But that doesn't make you an expert.
No.
I mean, yeah, okay, you did your homework. You went and you read this book. Awesome. Without our knowledge. In no way are we endorsing EGS. It sounds a bit silly, but it's almost, on the other hand, it seems like they're starting to do something right.
Look at this. These guys, I like them. At ETS, we believe your time and comics are valuable. As such, we cannot wait long periods of time for us to grade and return your books. Well, probably because they don't have the volume that CBCS and CGC have. We offer the best turnaround times in the business. In addition, EGS will never charge for graders' notes and do not believe in membership fees. These are costs we do not pass on to our customers.
You know what? I'm thinking I'm mic'd or something, man. Big brother is watching us. Because it just seems like, now it just seems like we're ripping off them and their content. In no way is this an original broadcast or a live stream. We're stealing everything from EGS.
Their labels are something ugly, though, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Can I share my screen real quick?
I think you can. This is new technology. Let's try this out.
Let's try it out.
Yes.
Is it sharing it? Yeah, there it is.
Awesome. Yes, because I don't see. Oh, yes, there it is. Okay, awesome. Yes, let's add that to the stream. Let's do that. There we go.
There it is.
All right. Cool.
That is something ugly for a.
Ooh wee. Oh wait. Now go back just for a second, because in the first one the label fits the book perfectly.
Yeah.
Who came up with a maroon border and a yellow label? That's hideous. Wow, that's ugly.
Yeah.
Oof. Oh, okay, all right, getting better.
What's the difference? This is EGS Signature Series.
Oh, now
this one here was Signature Series as well, but I don't know what the difference is. And this one's got a different as well. It's got the.
I think they're biting off more than they can chew already, because they're already bringing in signature authentication services. Yeah. Wow. Okay, so apparently
it almost looks like they're matching their labels with the books, or trying to, anyways.
Do you think so? Because I don't know what else matches with a yellow border and a yellow border and
this one's just a plain expert grading service.
Oh, there goes my dogs. Thank you.
They're green.
9.8. Yeah. Oh, we'll make green for Hulk. Yeah. Now see, why can that other one be a nude skin tone color?
I don't know. They're not the prettiest labels by far, but
no. But I do recall that CBCS wasn't always the greatest either.
This is true. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing here now.
No, but it's nice to have options. You know, it's nice to have options. That's all I'm saying. But you know what?
And EGS, if you're watching right now, we'll be your spokespeople.
Sure, why not?
We'll do a weekly live show if you pay us.
I'll willing to go out on a limb and say that this live stream was brought to you by EGS. So let's go ahead, throw our hats into the ring and say, yeah, sure, we're the mayors of EGS, if you will. Is there such a spot open for that?
I don't know.
I'll be the mayor or whatever that is. What's the word they use? What's the word the kids use for CEO?
CEO, yeah.
CEO of EGS.
All right, so they've got a raw grading, because everybody wants raw graded books. $10 a book. And they've got their expert certified.
$10 a book.
That's raw. That you get back the raw book.
Like the CBCS with the little folder over.
Yeah, that great experiment.
Right. Yes. Okay. Go ahead.
I don't understand.
Should we share the screen on this again?
Yeah, let's share the screen again.
Yeah,
okay,
let's do this.
Share screen. Share screen.
I think the disputed process. He feels like he needs to send to them. Are you doing it out of pity?
So these are their services and pricing. Raw grading, $10 a book. Expert certified choice, modern, $20 a book. Silver and gold, $25 a book. Expert certified premier, expert certified ultimate, but it doesn't tell you what the tiers are.
Oh,
expert certified same day service.
Yeah, right.
Expert certified signature series, witnessed, $8 a book, verified, $10 a book.
Okay.
Yeah, you do like the oddball grading companies.
I know they are kind of fun, huh? This is pretty entertaining. What a Trojan helmet has to do with this, I have no idea.
EGS grading system. Let's see what they say here.
There's, I was like, oh, there's the book.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
EGS colored labels.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. There we go. An explanation of what these colors mean. All right. I get it now.
All right. EGS provides free labels, which are included with the cost yellow or green or blue. Like, is that green or? or it's a gold, I guess.
If you say so.
And then for $5 extra, you can get their bordered.
But why?
Gradient colors.
They look terrible. Why?
Colored colors. Custom label. I like that. The custom label.
Yeah, that's the only one that looks like it didn't come out of an inkjet printer, though.
They still
that one looks like it had to go to Kinko's or something.
Holy crap! They're partnered with Comic Skin.
Yeah,
Comics. Okay, I remember Comic Skin. Those were the ones that where you could grade or grade or not grade, but encapsulate your own books.
Yeah. Are they really? Oh, that's terrible. I mean, it's not a bad start. It's not like you're being backed financially by Beckett or anything, but it's a start. It's cute, right?
I wish they would explain what the difference.
I wish they wouldn't. I wish they wouldn't. I'm really having a good time with this.
Oh no! Okay, here you go. This is the difference right here. So the Expert Certified Choice is a 21 business day turnaround. Expert Certified Premier is a 7-day business turnaround.
Oh, I call BS on that.
Expert Certified Ultimate is a 3 to 5 business day turnaround.
Okay, if you say so. That's going to change really quick. I mean, what happens if they get their one big batch of books from Frost one day?
Send up 30 books at the Expert Certified Ultimate grade.
Right, and they've only got there's probably like 2 brothers running this company. Yeah, and they're in the mom's basement. They're like, Mom, call Uncle Tim. We need another grader.
Put on the lasagna, Ma. It's going to be a long night.
Right, because I'm sure that these companies, even like the little fledgling CGC at one time, started like such a company. It'd be funny. It's like, call the cousins. This is gonna be a big one. We can't retire off it yet, but we're gonna eat good this week.
Well, I'm suspect already. Okay, all prices include or exclude shipping and insurance. Modern books are defined as those published after 1978. Silver books are defined as those published through 1958 through 1978. Yeah, it's 1978 is the Silver Age. Is it?
No,
is it really?
Okay, they're trying to cover their asses for the inevitable Hulk 181. Okay, I don't think they've graded one yet, but I think they're trying to cover their butts in this case. Now, Incredible Hulk 181 did not come out in 1978. Is that correct?
No.
That came out early 70s, correct?
Well,
let's get on the old Google machine. I don't remember the dates and years.
November 1974.
Okay. Yes. Okay. I thought I was thinking 1973 or 74 because I just remembered that I wasn't old enough to buy one.
Yep.
Yeah.
I wasn't born enough to buy one.
So. I was 1 year old, so I don't think my parents were going to allow me to go and just and go. I couldn't even say Hulk at that time. Yeah, so it's interesting to see another one go at it and maybe have somewhat success. I can't say this though, that this is kind of the right time to enter this type of business, especially when the big company is trying to take advantage of their consumers.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. I got like something buzzing in my ear for a second. I'm gonna have to mute this one more time. I apologize. Right. I'll be right back.
So it looks like at this time we've got 2 people watching, which would be me and Undisputed Frost. So I'm just going to kind of ramble here. And because I really don't have anything to say, but you know what? Maybe I'm going to show a couple of books just to show books because I got some right here. There's a what was that from one of them spider boxes, and then I've got this Origin of T'Challa here. Ooh. You see anything you like here? Hit me up. I will sell these books to you. Because
wait, aren't you going to do the email me here?
Yeah, well, that's not this channel, man.
That would be funny though, because
No,
according to
I'm
you,
sad.
no one.
I'm sad that this book never did more. I I think it's a great Sienkiewicz cover, and yeah, that's it.
It,
Yeah, I'm gonna show a hot book alert as well. There, there you are. And signed by Sterenko and Herb Trimpe.
oh, so that's why you're not selling it.
That's why I'm not selling that. Well,
Yeah,
also because it's Silver Age. I don't
you
sell
don't.
my Silver Age books.
So you're so
Not
great.
yet. Not yet.
I have. I've been tempted. I've sold my first Modoc already.
I
Yeah, it's done.
was actually talking with my guy at the comic store and saying I've been wondering. I've been tossed around the idea like a cat with the balls of string in the air.
Yeah.
I've been wondering if what would happen if I sold my Silver Age comic books just to get the one big book.
Ooh, let's talk about this. Let's do. Okay, all right. What is this big book? Now let's see.
Right now the book doesn't exist. The book is a hypothetical. But let's just say
liar. You know you've been thinking about a book since you were like yay tall. We know it. Everybody does.
I already have it.
Really?
I already have it. It's Avengers #4. That's my Grail. I've already gotten the Grail. So
okay, but you're thinking of making this move again, which makes me think that there's another book way back in the corner of your mind. There's that other book.
Yeah, I'm not really. I mean, maybe an AF-15, but I'm talking like going to the next tier of collecting. I saw Alex the Comic Hoarder's last video. I don't know if you saw it, the big book that he just got.
Oh, yes, the first appearance of Wonder Woman, correct?
First appearance of Wonder Woman, yeah.
Yes.
So he basically said that he took a bunch of the books that he had and he like he went to the next tier, and he said like it kind of intrigued me a little bit, like what would happen if your collection was only like 5 or 6 books big, but they were the Mount Rushmore of 5 or 6 books.
Mm-hmm.
Now to me, it's not that if someone said, here's a first appearance of Wonder Woman, Mike, and it's going to cost you this, and if I had that, I wouldn't be like, Wonder Woman, get out of here. But DC is not my jam.
Right.
So really the top tier Marvel books are the #1s and AF-15.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Or and then to a lesser extent you got your like Journey into Mystery 83 and the Tales of Suspense Iron Man. I can't remember the number.
I mean the obvious choices, correct.
Yeah. So like that to me would be the next tier up, I think.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I've got a good enough collection right now that I could probably upgrade to a few, maybe 1 or 2 of those books.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I don't know. I'd have to see what, because I have no idea of really what my collection is worth or whatever. But like if I graded a couple of these books, it's possible that I could walk away with a top tier Marvel book.
So I'm basically in the same situation that you are, okay? That in order for me to jump to the next tier, what have you, that I would have to obviously sell some books. Now, this is where this whole thing I'm coming to a head at. That in order to sell those books, I need to have them graded, okay? This is where my problem is, and this is what we've been talking about this whole time, and I think we've got probably about, a little over 10 more minutes, because I'm trying to keep this at an hour.
All right.
But so basically the next step to go to is for me to get books graded. Now, if I have the funds or the time to go to CGC, I would do it. The only thing is I don't have either one. I have the funds. I can start building up the funds. It's all about the time. Let's say I wanted to do this in the time frame of maximum 2 years. I'm either going to have to send half of my batch of books in, and half of my batch in another year, because we all know how long the wait times to grade these books. Now, is that feasible to do? No, not for anybody.
No.
So whoever has time on their hands can go to CGC. Otherwise, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to look at my other options.
Yeah,
and I'm not saying EGS, here I come. I'm not.
Yeah. but like at the same time, it's like they don't do things like on-site grading very often, and with the pandemic being what it is or whatever, like they're sure as hell not doing it now.
Let me tell you what happens with on-site grading. Okay, I mean, for a person who has worked the convention circuit for a couple of years, what happens is that CGC sets up shop. The dealers rush to the booth before the con even opens, and I can guarantee you a good portion of the submissions are already gone by the time the first person comes in through that door.
Well, I agree with you.
I know. I used to work for a person that did it.
Dealers are the worst. I think that dealers should be banned from buying at shows, and I think that dealers should be banned from getting exclusives at shows.
For the most part, they are. To tell you the truth, they have really cracked down, depending on what convention you go to.
And dealers should be prevented from submitting books at shows.
Whoa! Let's pump the brakes there, Mike.
With the exception, I'm going to caveat, with the exception of like signature series stuff.
Right. I would say that should be an exception to the rule.
But yeah, because it's supposed to be about the fans.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you how many times I've been to a show where I've been looking at a book and a dealer buddy is coming to hey, see that book right there? I want you to take that down and put that in my pile. Like, fuck you in your pile, man. I'm sorry for swearing on your show, but
no, I get it.
It really chaps my ass.
And I'll tell you, okay, now that happened to me, and I was in before the first person came in the door. Okay, a dealer showed up late. Right before the show opened, he didn't have time to set up. All these other dealers rushed this guy, and I had been looking for an X-Men number 12 for a long time, and somebody got it at an amazing deal. And I can't stand this vendor, and not just because of what he did. He swooped in from under me and got the book. And there's other reasons why I don't like him, but that just that was it. That solidified my eternal hatred for this guy. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but it happens to everybody. It's terrible. But you know what? I will cover something a little segment here before we close the show. And I know Undisputed Frost has been into the card market for a bit. So if he's still here, let's have him chime in on this. How hot or how hard is it to get these cards submitted these days? I know the Marvel cards were hot for a second, and I can tell you my Marvel cards, they paid for a lot for this book. Yeah. Okay? I cashed in on this like a mofo. And it really funded a lot on this book.
From what I understand, PSA, that's the big one, right? They've stopped taking submissions altogether. So
exactly. Marvel cards. Yeah. I'm just kidding. But yeah, the card scene, I think it's really great that cards are in again. They become a very desirable collectible these days because it had flatlined for years, and I'm really excited to see that come back. And I think in most in part because of this pandemic, people can't go to go see a sporting event. They need to live this obsession and have something tangible. They need to have something that they can, just have something to hold on to since they can't go see these live sporting events.
Yeah,
well, exactly. Yes, they were there these Marvel cards. Oh my gosh, they went for a hot second, and I cashed in. I cashed them all in before people even had a chance to submit them. I sold them all. I sold them all raw, and I say, call this speculation, if you will. I just cashed them all in. I didn't get anything submitted. Yeah, they're definitely going down. But so at this moment, is PSA the only grading company that's available?
I think they're the CGC of grading companies. You know, like there are other ones out there, but I think they're the top tier.
Right, they are the premier. They are the go-to guys for getting this stuff graded. Now, the funny thing is, what I've known for a while is that we can press these cards as well.
Yeah, Sean was saying that yesterday. That he's been pressing Magic cards, Magic the Gathering, and honestly, like I've never done it. I have no interest in doing it, and frankly, you know, I'm sure there's a bit of a technique to doing them or whatever. I don't know if you press them the same way or whatever. So basically, you know, I think if the other thing is I'd be afraid to say to my guy, yeah, I can press your cards as well, because then I would be working like nonstop.
You really would, and this is more of a side gig for you
so,
right now.
Logan, if you're watching this, I don't press cards.
No, your shop do they deal with the whole Magic and Pokemon craze and
yeah. Cards? Like I think I mean it's Dungeon Comics and cards.
Okay.
But cards is where they make their money. I mean I'm sure they do well on the comic front, because he's got a pretty big eBay thing going as well. But you know, when cards is hot, or like and the pandemic's not going on, they've got guys in there playing all the time, and they host tournaments, and you know, so you know, and it's funny because whenever I walk in, I'm like, nerds.
But I will tell you that a lot of comic book stores these days are thriving and depending on those sales of these cards in order to get through. A lot of people can't stand alone on comics, and exist
they have to have their cards. And
now check this out, very interesting thing. Thank you, Dave. You can't press cards. They said that the PSA checks this. This is going to be very interesting. I'd like to see, you know, because I think the more submissions that PSA gets, I think they're getting a little bit more lenient on this. You know, if they want to retain their business, I think they should allow that. You know, the comics have been allowing, the comic grading companies have been allowing this for a long time now, to where they, you know, kind of batted an eye or almost looked the other way if something was pressed. Now it's like, you know, it's like, let's just go ahead and grade this thing. Let's just make sure there's no restoration on it. That's going to be a very interesting turn of events with PSA to see if they're going to keep on allowing that. Yeah. Cards are going to a little bit different. You know, you got one thin piece of whatever material they are made of. I'm not going to trying to say that low in their standard. It's just a little piece of cardboard. No, it's a little bit more than that. Okay? I just don't have the technical terms of what they're made of. You know, if they were like reclaimed cardboard, that would really suck, wouldn't it? But you know, to me, back in the day, the cards weren't almost so. It wasn't always about the card. It was about that old stale piece of gum that your friend dared you to eat. You know, no matter how old it was. Yeah. So yeah, that's going to be a very interesting thing. I'm glad that although I'm not always a big person that talks about grading and stuff like that, that's one of the very few times I actually do. But I think it needed to be addressed, and I know there's going to be a ton of other videos that are going to address this issue. But I just felt, you know, since I got a new CGC slab in the mail, I'm just gonna
show Dave. Show Dave the book.
Yeah.
There you are.
A Hulk number 2 with hopefully without the glare. Yeah.
Card slabs do not do that. Okay.
But anyway, man, this was a really fun time. I've not used StreamYard before, and I learned all this in like 30 minutes.
Yeah, StreamYard's pretty good, man.
It's very easy to use. I'm really glad that I had the opportunity to share this with you guys. I didn't have the intention of making it, you know, an hour long. You know, it's like, well, let's just play it by ear. But I'm glad we did. And so I want to thank you guys in the chat. Most importantly, Undisputed Thoughts. Get well.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, if you were feeling better, I would have actually just sent you an invitation. But I think at this point, it probably would have been filled with a bunch of coughs on while we streamed. You know, no different than my dogs and my wife, you know, barking simultaneously. Sam Matelius in the background. But you know, I'm really glad that we got together and hung out for a while. So yeah, with that said, this is Mike, Four-Way Flashers, and also, as always, Comicfan. And in the meantime, happy hunting. We will see you soon. See you later.
Take care. Bye-bye.